Welcome to the 34th devlog for Lazr. This week I spent modeling in 3D. The goal was to create several sci-fi buildings, each with styles and visual themes specific to the corporations in the game. For example, here is a massive Syntel building. The visual themes here are round, circular, and green. I'm using a tool called Greeble to procedurally generate all the smaller detail, which means I only really need to model the general shapes. By using this tool, I don't need to unwrap any of the models to get smaller details. This saves me a lot of time. Here's what it looks like when rendered from the camera view. The overall color scheme's base color is dark blue. The accents and lights are green. This is rendered at a high resolution and then scaled down in-game. And here's what that looks like in-game currently. This is a Syntel district with levels and a very short story spiral in the middle. I really like how this looks, however, I don't like how short the story spiral is, and I'd like for it to be taller. Let's look at the workflow again, but this time let's look at how a Voth War Foundry is developed, from 3D to in-game. This week was also spent on creating the main story spiral. This spiral displays all 99 levels of the game, from bottom to top, and makes the game's challenge easy to understand. Beat level 99. On the bottom left, you'll see the level counter, which shows the hero's current level. We start at 0, and as we advance in the game, we climb the story spiral to higher and higher levels. This is a very work-in-progress spiral, so I'm going to fade in the current Humacorp district as an example of what it will look like soon. I need to add the ground and particles and supporting buildings. There's a lot missing, but the foundation is there. Now let's look at the Syntel section of the main story spiral. These green levels can be thought of as Chapter 2 of the game's 3 chapters. In this green section, the player will complete Syntel levels and fight Syntel enemies and bosses, completely different from the previous Humacorp section below. There's a lot of work to be done here as well. But let's explore this section and see what ideas have been outlined. So when we get to level 70, we get to the Voth section, in red. This area is characterized by the floating pyramids, and is the hardest section of the game. This is Chapter 3, the final chapter, the final challenge. There is a lot missing from this section as well, including dripping lava and tons of billowing smoke. There's more coming soon. Finally, I'd like to revisit procedurally generated levels and talk about how they will be used in the alpha and beta releases. The following is a level created entirely from code. I didn't design it. Each time the player dies, the level is redesigned by code. The level is guaranteed to always be completable. This is a proof of concept that I really want to expand on in the near future. For the alpha and beta releases, procedurally generated levels will be loaded when the player loads into an unfinished level. I plan on using them in the story as well, so they'll be used with handmade levels to provide the player experience I want. More on that in a future video. Here's the goals for next week, which primarily are focused on the story spiral and getting that fully working in-game and polished. I think I can finish the story spiral and get the procedurally generated levels linked up, along with the current story levels by the end of next week. Thanks for joining me this week. You can play the free demo of Lazr at lazr.online. Lazr is available on Steam, itch, GameJolt, and Indie Expo.